Baker.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Ms. Baker, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On September 2nd, 2024, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a disturbance at a residence. The complainant stated that he was in the bedroom asleep until he was awakened by his hair being pulled, stating that he felt pain. The complainant stated that the defendant was on top of him while he was in the bed. The complainant also stated that the defendant began striking, scratching, and pulling on his hair with her hands, causing pain. The law enforcement officer observed several red scratch marks on the complainant's chest, rib, and lower stomach area, along with redness and bruising on his left arm near the armpit area. The complainant and the defendant in this case are dating with 4 children.
She has a prior aggravated assault against the same person, I see. What happened in that case? Is she knife, gun?
Looks like a car and knife. The defendant attempted to run the complainant over, went inside the apartment, grabbed a knife, pointed at the complainant, slashed the knife across his left arm, sustained minor cuts.
Well,
Complainant sustained minor cuts.
Ms. Baker, I'm finding there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you not to have any contact with this person whatsoever. Do you understand? I don't care that you have kids. You have a prior aggravated assault with this guy where you slashed him with a knife. No more contact with this person. Do you understand? I'm entering in what's called, well, let me see if there's a protective order already in place. There is. On the 3rd of this month, a protective order was issued in this case. I suggest you get to know it because if you violate this protective order, the state can and will file additional charges. And then I'm telling you now, with your prior aggravated assault, if I find that you try to have contact with this person, I'm going to make your bond so high, you're going to spontaneously combust. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Are you still living in the same place? Have you moved out?
We've been together 10 years. I have 4 kids. What she's reading is not what happened.
I know that there's two sides to the story, ma'am, but what scares me is that your trigger temper is what scares me. I get that there's another side to the story, and I get that you may have issues as well. And I don't know what happened to garner, what happened in this case. But what I'm trying to do is keep you guys separated so that it doesn't escalate to something more serious. I see that you do work. You have 4 kids. Do you have custody of the kids now? Who has possession of the kids?
We've been together 10 years. We stay together. We share a car together. I work 7 days. He works 6 days.
Yeah, I'm not giving you, no, you cannot have contact with this person. I'm trying to decide whether to give you a lawyer, ma'am. That's why I'm asking this, because I know that you have 4 kids and it's probably really tough and expensive as it is. Would you like to apply for an appointed lawyer, ma'am? Your other option is you can go hire
I don't have money for a lawyer.
Ma'am, I'm offering it to you now. I mean, I get it that, I'm trying to alleviate the stress on you now because I know that with the stress of having this case, number one, the stress of having 4 kids and then having to go out and hire a lawyer when money's tight, it adds just unneeded stress. And I'm trying to help you out with that. Stephen, do you mind giving an application, please? I'm going to give you an application now. Or you know what? Actually, I already have it. So don't even worry about it. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box. I'll get your bond conditions. I'm going to ask you, ma'am, we need you to sign these bond conditions. After that, I'll find you a lawyer to speak to. Okay? Please. Yeah, no contact, no weapons for now. Thank you so much for coming. she's charged with the assault, and it worries me putting you guys together because I don't want you to get the brunt of the attack every time things get hot, anytime she gets upset, and it scares me. And initially, I didn't want to do, I wanted to do a no contact order, but at the end of the day, who suffers the most? Right. The kids are the ones that suffer because kids need their mom. These are things that you have to consider. The other thing that you have to consider is this, is that, you know what? The kids are like flowers, and they need love, they need nurturing, they need guidance. And if they see violence in a house, they're going to think it's okay. That child, instead of being a flower and growing the beautiful petals, it's going to grow sideways and backwards. Just kids emulate mothers and fathers. And if they see the fighting, if they see the knives, if they see they're going to do the exact same thing and they're going to think it's okay. That's why we have so much violence. So my question is this, is that what are we going to do next time you get upset? Because it's going to happen. You can't say you're not going to get upset. How do we handle it so that there's no more violence?
How can we fight?
And the thing, ma'am, Miss Baker, if you deny it, that's probably about the worst thing because you have to confront it. You have to do it head on because that's how it stops. And that's how you cure it. You confront it head on, you recognize it, and you say, look, kids suck. They're so freaking hard. They're expensive. They argue. They stink. Kids suck. And they're really difficult. But when you treat them right, they come back and they pay it forward to you tenfold because someone's got to take care of you when you're old. And if they hate you because you acted like an a-hole when they were kids, they're never going to be there for you. That's why you treat them with love and respect now for the future. Because I'll tell you what, when you have a kid and when they when they get to their teenage years and they see the way you've been, they're going to bring it back to you tenfold. And hell has no fury like an 18-year-old that's hell on wheels because they can make your life a living hell. And you think it's bad now? That you see the guy in Georgia, the guy that bought the kid the gun and shut up all those people in the school. What do you think they did? Now in today's society, they're not just going after kids. They're going after parents who are unable to recognize how dangerous their children are. The kid in the Santa Fe that gunned down all those people now over there, Dimitri Prigozis or something. All those families came back and sued the parents for letting him have access to a gun. So now what I'm trying to impart to you is that if you are unable to control yourself and your kids become like you and they go out there and create a public danger, all those people, they're not going to come after you. And you think it's expensive, you think it sucks now, wait till that happens. Are you okay with contact?
Yes.
How can we handle and what do we do if you guys start butting heads again? What are we supposed to do so that she doesn't pick up a new? I'm going to tell you, you pick up a new case. How do we handle it?
I think it's just a misunderstanding.
It's not, though. They're choices. A misunderstanding, a mistake is I left my umbrella at home, even though I knew it was going to rain. I left my glass case here at home and I didn't bring it home. That's a mistake. These are choices. They're not mistakes. They're not misunderstandings. They're choices. And they're bad choices because you're here when you don't want to be here. You're spending money that you already don't have. I'm okay with you having contact, Ms. Baker, with him. But before that happens, I need to know that we have a plan in place in the event that you get upset so that either the kids don't get it or importantly, he doesn't get it either. You need to come up with something for me, showing me how we're going to handle if times get stressful. And we have to figure something out. Just saying, I don't know what I'm going to do. That's not, we need a game plan. Perhaps you start doing anger management classes at home on your own so you can learn how to cope with the anger. That would be something. I don't know.
Exercise, very spiritual.
Exercise is great. I run my happy ass 4 miles every day because I have 4 kids too. And my kids are really difficult. And it would really be easy for me to beat them into submission. But for me to work my aggression out, I run every single day.
Is it easy? No. Do I like it? No, I don't. But do I do it? Yeah, I do.
No, and I get it, but here's what I would like. I think that we should do some kind of online anger management class 3 times a week. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And then as long as you can do that, then I'll allow you guys to have contact. No threatening, harassing, or abusive contact. You need to understand what is threatening or harassing. It's not what you think. I could care less what you think. It's how he perceives. So can conduct alone, if I go like this, is that threatening, harassing? It is. And it can violate this quarter. So you okay with it? There is still a protective order in place. So she cannot threaten, harass, anything. If she does, she goes back into custody. All right, so we'll do 30 days.
Yes, sir.
And I want you to do anger management 3 times a week online.
Is it a time for it?
No.
No, okay.
But just, I want a sheet of paper written down showing, date, time, where you did it so that we can verify it. And I want a daily log of it 3 times a week that you've done anger management classes. And as long as you can do that, then we will allow contact. And then I'm going to have Mr. D get it to me. And I'm telling you now, if you don't, because I'm making that a condition of your bond, I'm going to revoke your bond. Okay. All right, Mr. D.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.